Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to learn about the preliminary engineering report for the intersection of Southwest 27th Avenue, also known as CR 475A and Southwest 66th Street. This presentation has been prepared to share the study findings, proposed improvements, and recommended alternative for this intersection. The purpose of this study was to evaluate potential solutions to recurring flooding, traffic congestion, and safety concerns while planning for future traffic growth. Throughout this presentation, we will review the project background, traffic forecasts, safety analysis, operational performance, conceptual alternatives, estimated costs, and key findings of the study. Whether you are a resident, business owner, commuter, or other interested stakeholder, we appreciate your interest in the project and invite you to review the information presented. Starting with the project background and need.
This study was initiated to evaluate potential improvements at the intersection and address both existing and future transportation needs. The analysis focused on traffic operations, safety performance, drainage concerns, and long-term mobility along this important county corridor. Southwest 27th Avenue serves as a major north-south route in Marion County and provides an important alternative to I-75, particularly during incidents on the interstate requiring detours. At the intersection of Southwest 27th Avenue and Southwest 66th Street, there are two primary issues. First, the intersection sits within a low area and is susceptible to flooding during significant storm events. Second, the intersection experiences congestion and delay, particularly for turning movements. The Preliminary Engineering Report, or PER, was initiated to evaluate potential improvements at the intersection and address both existing and future transportation needs. Specifically, the study looked to evaluate alternatives that accomplish three key objectives: raise the intersection and improve drainage, reduce traffic congestion, improve overall safety for motorists.
This next section summarizes how future traffic conditions were forecast. Understanding future demand is critical because the recommended alternative must perform not only today, but also decades into the future. We reviewed historical traffic data collected between 2016 and 2024 and compared those trends with projections from the Regional Travel Demand Model. The data indicated continued growth throughout the corridor, reinforcing the need to evaluate how the intersection will function as traffic volumes increase over time. Through coordination with Marion County staff and a review of the historical and travel demand model data, annual growth rates were selected for each leg of the intersection. The study evaluated two future time periods for operational and safety performance of the alternatives. 2028 was selected as the opening year for intersection improvements, and a 20-year life cycle was evaluated, resulting in a 2048 horizon year. The projected traffic volumes based on the selected annual growth rates show meaningful increases between the opening year and the 2048 horizon year. These forecasts form the basis for both the operational and safety analysis that follow. This section focuses on existing safety performance and the expected safety outcomes of each alternative. Crash records were evaluated using data from January 2021 through April 2026. Year-end crashes represented the most common crash type, accounting for approximately 41% of crashes, while left-turn crashes were the second most common at 18%. Importantly, no fatal crashes were recorded during the study period, although 3 serious injury crashes occurred. These crash patterns are consistent with intersections experiencing congestion and turning movement conflicts. Crash records were evaluated using data from January 2021 through April 2026. Year-end crashes represented the most common crash type, accounting for approximately 41% of crashes, while left-turn crashes were the second most common at 18%. Importantly, no fatal crashes were recorded during the study period, although 3 serious injury crashes occurred. These crash patterns are consistent with intersections experiencing congestion and turning movement conflicts. We also evaluated future safety using the Florida Department of Transportation's SPICE methodology, which forecasts crashes based on geometry, traffic volumes, and traffic control type. The analysis evaluated a 20-year project lifecycle from 2028 through 2048. The results indicate that roundabout alternatives are expected to produce fewer crashes over the life of the project than signalized alternatives. The next section evaluates each alternative in terms of traffic operations. Traffic operational performance is measured using level of service, or LOS, which is based primarily on intersection delay. The longer a vehicle is expected to be delayed at an intersection before being able to complete a movement, the lower the LOS grade. Marion County also maintains target LOS standards for roadways, and these were considered in the analysis. Another key traffic operations metric is if the approaching volume of vehicles exceeds the existing capacity of the intersection. These volume to capacity ratios are important because an intersection can sometimes achieve a reasonable LOS while still approaching capacity limits. Under the existing configuration, the intersection performs acceptably in the opening year. However, by the 2048 design year, the intersection exceeds capacity during both peak periods and degrades to LOS-E in the morning peak and LOS-F in the evening peak. This confirms that the existing configuration is not a viable long-term solution. A modified signal alternative was developed to add capacity through the intersection. This is achieved through additional northbound and southbound lanes along with an exclusive westbound left turn lane. This alternative substantially improves operations and maintains acceptable performance through the horizon year. In 2048, the intersection is projected to operate at LOS-D during the morning peak and LOS-C during the evening peak. A single-lane roundabout at the intersection was also evaluated. Initially, it performs well at opening. However, as future traffic grows, the analysis shows the intersection exceeding capacity by the design year and dropping to LOS-F during the morning peak and LOS-E during the afternoon peak. A multi-lane roundabout alternative was considered to add capacity through additional lanes where needed to accommodate the projected traffic volumes. The analysis shows LOS-A performance in the opening year and LOS-B performance in the 2048 horizon year, while keeping all approaches under capacity. The multi-lane roundabout provides the strongest traffic operational performance among the alternatives reviewed. This section summarizes conceptual design considerations and the associated construction costs. Conceptual designs were developed for the most viable alternatives, the modified signal and multi-lane roundabout. These designs were used to develop construction cost estimates based on FDOT best practices, including historical pay item costs and allowances for maintenance of traffic, mobilization, and additional contingencies. At this state, the estimates represent construction costs only and do not include right-of-way acquisition costs. Regardless of which control type is selected, substantial site improvements are necessary to address the project's primary objectives. These improvements include raising roadway elevations, enhancing drainage infrastructure, and adding intersection lighting. These critical improvements are estimated at approximately $4 to $4.3 million. This slide illustrates the conceptual layout for the modified signal alternative. This alternative would require roadway widening along North and Southwest 27th Avenue and modifications to the existing signal infrastructure. These modifications, along with the universal cost items shown previously, results in a total estimated construction cost of approximately $5.4 million for this alternative. This slide illustrates the conceptual layout for the modified signal alternative. This alternative would require roadway widening along North and Southwest 27th Avenue and modifications to the existing signal infrastructure. These modifications, along with the universal cost items shown previously, results in a total estimated construction cost of approximately $4.4 million for this alternative. This slide illustrates the conceptual layout for the multi-lane roundabout alternative. This alternative would require roadway reconstruction at the intersection to accommodate the roundabout geometry. The total estimated construction cost for this alternative is approximately $6.3 million. This final section summarizes the results of the alternatives evaluation and the recommended alternative. Of the alternatives evaluated, the existing signal and single-lane roundabout were ruled out early due to poor long-term traffic operations. A benefit-cost analysis was developed for the remaining two alternatives, the modified signal and the multi-lane roundabout. This analysis brings together traffic operations and safety improvements to quantify a dollar amount representing the total project benefit. This benefit was compared against the construction cost to generate the benefit-cost ratio of each alternative. Estimated right-of-way impacts were also evaluated, though they are similar between the modified signal and the multi-lane roundabout due to the drainage systems improvements and roadway widening needed. The multi-lane roundabout achieves the best overall traffic operational performance, maintains capacity through the design year, is predicted to have less crashes, particularly fatal and injury, and demonstrates a stronger benefit-cost ratio. In conclusion, the multi-lane roundabout is projected to provide better traffic operations, improved safety performance, and a stronger benefit-cost ratio than the modified signal alternative. While the roundabout carries a higher estimated construction cost of approximately $6.3 million compared with approximately $5.4 million for the modified signal, the long-term benefits justify the additional investment. Based on the evaluation completed in this PER, the multi-lane roundabout is the preferred alternative. Thank you for viewing this presentation on the Southwest 27th Avenue, CR 475A, and Southwest 66th Street Preliminary Engineering Report. Your interest and participation are important as Marion County continues to evaluate transportation improvements that enhance mobility, safety, and resilience for the community. We encourage viewers to review the study materials and provide feedback through the public comments box. Thank you for your time and interest in this project.